welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video where I show you guys how to fur a skull dog. Now I did have some troubles with the audio while I was making the video, so there is a voice filter on that. But anyways, now that we have everything cleared up, let's get on to the video.
So first off, you're going to want to prep your vase. This can mean lining it, this can mean padding it, and this can mean adding an elastic. Prepare to fur it. So first things first, we're going to do the ears. So I went and patterned the ears out on a piece of paper. And what you really got to do is trace around the head so that you know the ears are going to fit. So the next thing I did is I finished tracing out my pattern, and then I cut it out, and then I traced it onto the foam and cut out the foam. I also, left spaces for where I wanted the ears to be raised, and I cut that out as well. When I cut it out, I used an electric turkey knife. This is because it's really hard to do that with your hands. It takes too long, and you really got to be careful with these because they're really sharp, and also they can overheat, which can start an electrical fire. So just give it a break. Then I began gluing the ears to the head. This is a process that you really need a lot of patience and a lot of glue as well. A tip that I have is to add a piece of elastic onto the ear to connect it to the base and make it extra sturdy. This way you don't have to worry about it falling off when it bends. And make sure that when you're gluing, you don't get any glue in the hinges because that can prevent the jaw from moving. This jaw is okay. Once you're finished gluing, wrap the ear in saran wrap and then wrap that in duct tape. If you're doing a symmetrical pattern, you don't have to do both ears. After that, trace your pattern onto the ear and start cutting it out and cutting it out onto the fur. And shave any pieces of fur that are going to be shorter or longer than the rest. If you have any pieces of duct tape that are not flat, you're going to want to cut darts. Darts are when you cut little slits, so that way when you sew it back together, it'll be the shape that you want it to be.
Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I
Once you're done cutting your darts, you're going to want to clip it together. I use wonder clips, and this is just to make it easier when you sew so that you're not having to deal with a bunch of needles.
I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Once you've done that, you can grab your sewing machine and start sewing. Once you're done sewing the darts together, you're going to want to pin the inner ear to the outer ear. Once you've done that, you can carefully sew it together. I like to do a straight stitch and then a blanket stitch on my sewing machine to make sure that it doesn't fall apart.
Redemption, honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption.
Once you've finished sewing, turn the ears inside out and check the fit on the base. If it doesn't fit, you may have to make a few adjustments. Once you're done with the ears, you're going to want to start making the neck. I used a pattern from Spilt Grape Soda. It's actually a Dynamask neck pattern, but I found that it worked for the skull dog. I linked it in the description below if you would like to purchase it.
Lately, yeah, just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah, just tripping on.
For a regular neck, you can apply the zipper as you would normally. You can look up other tutorials to do this. For my neck, I had to sew both sides together and then put the zipper in the middle. You need a closed-end zipper, so I soldered mine together so that it wouldn't open at the end. I applied the zipper as I would normally, and then I cut a slit down the middle. Next, I did the lining, and I essentially just copied the pattern and then sewed it together. Once I did that, I flipped the neck first side up and I pinned it and sewed it together. After I sewed it together, I used the zipper to open it and turn it inside out. Then I sewed the zipper on that side so that the zipper could be opened. Repeat the same thing with the front of the neck and then sew both sides together. Next, pin and sew the ears to the base, and once you've done that, you can begin gluing. Start by gluing the ears and then continue with the neck.
The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to
When gluing, if you find that there are any holes in the fabric or need to sew anything on there, you can use a quick blanket stitch or a ladder stitch to fix it. And if there are any holes where the fur doesn't cover, you can hot glue some pieces of fur onto that. So this is the finished product. As you can see, the jaw mechanism works very well and is fully lined on the inside. And the back has a nice hidden zipper. For these paws, I will also be linking the pattern in the description.
And starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone.
Anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something today, and I'll see you in the next video.